Hey guys, this is Barend Emmerzaal and I have a new quick video for all the marketers amongst us that need to test marketing automation scenarios for multiple times. So what I usually do is use development services like mailtrap.io, but for the most of us we cannot set up certain configurations because we don't have access to the file system. You need administrators or engineers and it's basically not allowed. But you still need a lot of email addresses to test your scenarios thoroughly. So I thought to give you some quick tips. So I'm going to the list manager because one of the first things that I always do is use a list and make sure that contacts get enrolled in a campaign, a marketing automation campaign, by adding them to a new list. So let's say that I'm going to create a new list and sample, let's give that a name. So what I can do now is create a new marketing automation scenario. So let's go to marketing automation, let's create a blank one. And I can use the start element and I'm going to say meet specific rules. And in the rules editor I am going to specify that list where the contact member is a member of a contact list name, but this only works for 9.1. In all the versions 9.0 is not there, but another way of doing it just for the test purposes is to use the identifier source. So I'm going to say where the contact identifier source compares to, and in this case I'm going to select an in case insensitive and equal to, just saying test right now, but it can be any value. Okay, so let's apply this. So my custom rule is where the contact identifier source is case insensitive and equal to test. Now I'm going back to my sample list and in here I'm going to add a new contact and I'm going to check the second box, manually map contact identifier sources. And when I'm doing this, there are a number of options you can use. The first one is to say, no, it was test, I'm sorry. I'm going to use a Gmail address, and I recently found out about this little hack, if you can call it, and that is that if your email address is something like first letter dot last name at gmail.com, you can create kind of aliases by adding a plus sign and then 1 or 2, 3, and it just increases with 1. And then you can say first name, last name. Now, when I'm doing this, my contact will be added to the list, and this is the first option that you can use to fake multiple email addresses and still let them flowing into one single inbox, and you can test this with many accounts. The other one is to use the manually map contact identifiers. So what this does is it requires a manually identifier, and this is the unique identifier ID of this contact that you're going to add. So normally if you uncheck it, the email address is used as an identifier, but if you set this one, you can create your own, and then you don't need a hack like this, but it can be your business address, for example. So in my case, I can say Barend1 and I'm going to use Barend@mccall.nl. So these are two ways to quickly set up a list with multiple accounts or use multiple email addresses, fake or real, and make sure that they get enrolled in your automation campaign and test it. And when everything is alright, obviously you can specify the correct enrollment options here. So I hope that helps out, and all the marketers can now quickly test many times.